Good morning. Rolling out of bed this morning, but in this video, we are gonna talk about the top 3 camping, backpacking coffees that I've found. I go out hiking and backpacking all the time, and these are my top 3 as far as flavor and packability for your hiking and backpacking trips. And yeah, I am in a field of bluebonnets in Texas, somewhere in a field. Let's get to it. Hey, Chef Corso, Outdoor Eats. I'm here to put you on the path to amazing meals on your outdoor treks. And yeah, there are a lot of camp coffee videos out there, and this one's mine. So I have tried a lot of instant coffees out there because I go out hiking and backpacking, and I am a coffee drinker, and I like a very strong cup of coffee before I hit the trail. And if you've watched a lot of the other videos, you may have seen me boil up, I don't know, making a pot of coffee out of a outdoorsy French press. And I do really enjoy that style of coffee, but if I'm backpacking, there's no way I'm taking that thing. It's just too big. And also, for some of you guys out there, I know you take your AeroPress or you take the French press attachment for your jet boil pots or the other manufacturers out there. And if you do that, awesome. I don't, and mainly because I don't want the mess of packing out all of those grounds, especially over a multi-day backpacking trip. So for a multi-day backpacking trip, I do like utilizing the instant coffee options out there, but some of them taste kind of like garbage, or they're just gonna like rip your insides out, and I don't want that. I do still want something that tastes good. So here are the top 3 options in no particular order. Option number 1 is Alpine Start. So you've probably seen this in REIs, Cabela's, online, all kinds of things, and they do market to the backpacker space, and it's really, really solid. I don't know, on the flavor scale, I'd probably give it maybe like a 7, 8 out of 10. Really, really does the job. Also, obviously has the single serve packets, which is super helpful. Make sure to pack those out when you are headed out there. But Alpine Start, super, super solid, and one option that I use pretty consistently. Number 2 is Waka. And they've rebranded over the last couple years. They used to look a little bit different, but this is what they look like currently. Again, really easy packing, really, really solid flavor. They have a couple different varieties as well if you are a coffee nut, to be able to taste the difference in those, but really nice little sachets. And Waka coffee, also another really, really good solid option. Number 3 is Wildland Coffee, and that is this. It's not instant, but it's coffee in a tea bag. And I guess that makes it a coffee bag now, but it's like a campy pour over, if you will. So you've got the ground saturated in there. And with the coffee bag situation, it gets a little bit more robust in its flavor than just the instant options, but this is so much cleaner than a French press or packing along the grounds or packing out the grounds. Sure, you do have to pack out the bag, but that's not that big of a deal. Just put it in your pack out bag, but it definitely makes the top 3. And something else to note too, for all of these instant coffees or all of these sort of packable travel coffees, don't think about them just for backpacking and camping. I take them along on the road with me, and sometimes I just need a quick cup and I don't want to stop at a McDonald's or Starbucks or a gas station to be able to get that. And also, some of the coffee in the old La Quinta or the Comfort Inn and Suites is barely coffee. Like it's like black dark water that sort of has some caffeine in it, but man, it tastes like nothing. So oftentimes I'll just make my own cup in the room or in the parking lot, and I'm a hell of a lot happier than getting that stuff in the hotel. So we got our top 3, but here are 2 honorable mentions that almost made the list. So 1 is Starbucks Via. Yeah, I know you guys know this. If you haven't tried it, it's really not that bad, and it's available at a lot of grocery stores. So if you can't find any of these ones, just pick up some Via. It's super, super solid and absolutely does the job. I've used it on many, many trips, and definitely wakes me up and makes me happy enough come morning time. And the other honorable mention is Tony's Coffee, or Anthony's Coffee, I guess you could say. And why I'm suggesting this is that this is a special order on Amazon, but they have a bulk bag of instant coffee. So if you are planning for a larger crew or multiple trips coming up this season, think about getting a larger bag so you don't have to get all these little sachets and all these little packets, and then transfer it to a reusable container, and you can take that as well. So both of those are also super solid, but didn't make the top 3. And also quickly, if you are a creamer person, for me, I like my coffee black and I like my coffee strong, but if you have to have creamer for your coffee to be able to enjoy it, which I know a lot of you out there do, which is totally fine, look to these items to be able to add your creamer come campy morning time. But consider packing along some coconut milk powder. It's also really great for other breakfast and dinner dishes. You could also pack along some nut milk powder. They also make these nut pod situations that's little resealable sort of container that you can just squirt a little bit in there. But also, if you are super brave and you want to pack them along and be really, really careful, you could also take the small little coffee creamers that are available at any gas station or any hotel. But just make sure you pack them so you don't, squirt them and squish them in your pack. And if you are trying to not drink coffee on the trail, consider this. So you've probably seen mud water and these other mushroom blends, mushroom coffees out there, but check this one out, thru. They're a great small business up in the Northwest, and they're doing some pretty tasty stuff. It's a very different experience than coffee. It's not necessarily sweet. It's really an interesting earthy flavor with some cacao and some cinnamon, but I welcome you to try that too, and gives you a little bit of different feeling waking up in the morning. But if you are trying to not drink coffee, then this could be an option for you too. That's super packable. But thanks for coming along for coffee in the Bluebonnets this morning in Texas. Not a bad way to start your day, but get out there. Boca boca. Morning light in a field of bluebonnets. What more could you ask for, folks? Hey, and fun fact, did you know that the bluebonnet, all of these are actually in the lupin family? So I'm from the Pacific Northwest, so I'm used to lupins. Also, if you're from Colorado, you've seen the pinks and the yellows and the other blue lupin out there. It's a variety of flower and a big old family, but there's multiple varieties of these lupin bluebonnets. But something that I learned when I was, hanging out in Texas and researching, because man, look at these things. They're absolutely beautiful.